Little Women. It's one of our most memorable pieces of literature. It's also come alive on the stage, and now it's playing at the DePaul Theater School. I recently went backstage for a unique look at this American standard. The theater school at DePaul has begun their fall production of Little Women at the Merrill Reskin Theater in the South Loop. Originally called the Blackstone Theater, the Merrill Reskin has seen countless productions in its 100-plus year history. This fall, the historic landmark is the site for the DePaul student-run production of Little Women, the play based on the classic novel by Louisa May Alcott. The entire cast and crew is made up of students at the theater school majoring in everything from acting to stage management to sound design. Although she is a theater school alum, the only non-student in the production is the director Carolyn Herdeman. Getting the cast and crew engaged with the show is one of her main goals as director.
I think with this particular show, what was so unique was we talked about this idea of what would transcendental theater be, so because the Alcotts were transcendentalists. So I would begin each rehearsal with a reading, a game, a meditation. We found games that they would play during the 1860s, and play that game. And so we created like a community that we could be vulnerable and trust each other from the very beginning. That's something I'm very proud of.
Much of the cast and crew have not found it too difficult to stay engaged with the show itself.
My favorite scene is the play within the play. It's just a lot of fun as actors, I guess, to see a character play a different character. So Amy, when she enters the play within the play as Zara, she has like this big smile on her face, and then I tell her, I'm like, oh, isn't she pretty? And we just get really excited, and I just love this scene a lot.
Yeah, that scene is really fun. I'm the witch. I'm playing it's an opera, and I'm the witch, and I get to like have this lamp covered with this curtain, and it's so fun to do a play within a play. It's a lot of work, but it's very fun.
And especially as college students, being able to personally relate to one of the most prominent coming-of-age stories of all time is pretty easy.
I do personally connect with the story tremendously, and most of us do. We also were able to have a fully women-driven sound team for the show, which we were super excited about. I remember watching Little Women as a little girl and loving the story, and getting to retell it now that I'm older has been really empowering to me. Most of us are sort of just like exiting that phase of our lives as well, and I feel like getting to reminisce girlhood and sort of honor it in a way has been very healing for a lot of us.
In the show, there are specific points for each of the sisters, and I would personally say each of the characters, where they grow up, and they have to grow up because of the situation that they're now in. So I do think that this show does speak a lot to that moment in your life when you do have to grow up.
As for the theater school, the ensemble believe that the countless unique opportunities that both DePaul and Chicago offer are a lot of what makes this whole experience so special.
Being at this school, to put it lightly, is the best opportunity I've ever received in my life. I cannot believe that I am here.
It's like the closest you can get to the industry without actually being in the industry. And in that way, it has helped me tremendously. Reskin is like the biggest space you can work in, but they also teach you how to do like storefronts. So, basically, if I go out into the industry right now, I could pick up anything.
This is a state-of-the-art theater that I know for a fact I didn't think I was going to be performing in a theater like this in college. I was expecting like a little rinky-dink studio room, and I mean, they do have that option, and it's amazing. The stuff that they put on in our classrooms is fantastic.
Although at many times the endless hours and draining performances can certainly be exhausting, the cast and crew agree that the community that is built through these performances is what makes it all worth it.
When something is really hard to do and difficult to do, but you care about it so much and you care about it as a whole community, and you're creating this piece of art for the public to come see and be transformed, like, it is really hard, but you're like, I would do it again and again and again, and that's why we do.
It's just incredible to have all these people come together and learn together in an environment like that. I think that's so amazing that we get to see how other people in a theater work, and we can understand better how we all come as a collective in order to make this piece of art. Yes, it is time consuming, but so is every art basically. And when you have to put so much of yourself into something, it always takes time, but I think it's worth it.
The time that we put into theater is what makes it beautiful, especially in the hard moments of tech when we've all been here for hours and hours, we're all tired, and we're all trying to reach this common goal together. When you're fighting together, I think it makes the fight more valiant and more worth it.
Once we get into runs in the show, me like calling, like getting the lights to go, sound to go, like calling those cues, it just becomes more magical, and I'm like, okay, yes, this is why I'm doing it.
When I step out onto the stage and I feel it, I feel the moment, weeks of hard work just synthesizes, and it's just there, and my heart is buzzing, and I don't know what's about to come next. It's the most alive I ever feel.
TTS gives us the opportunity to create these long-lasting relationships, to be vulnerable with each other, to share the deepest parts of each other and know that that will be respected. So I think, in my opinion, that's what makes theater incredible. Yeah.
The last day to come and see Little Women here at the Merrill Reskin is on November 9th, so make sure to get tickets soon. For Good Day to Paul, I'm Daniel Duff.